is Mona Lisa? And what is behind the story of Mona Lisa? So let's be started.
Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa means in Italian La Gioconda or Mona Lisa. Is an half-length portrait painting by Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. Considered an archetypal masterpiece of the Italian Renaissance, it has been described as the best known, the most visited, the most written about, the most sung about, the most parodied work of art in the world. The painting's noblest qualities include the subject's enigmatic expression, the monumentality of the composition, the subtle model of forms, and the atmospheric Illusionism.
Hi, I'm Johanna Usman, second reporter. So, the painting is probably of the Italian noblewoman Lisa Gherardini, the wife of Francisco del Giocondo, and it is an oil on white Lombardy popular panel. It has been believed to have been painted between 1503 to 1506. However, Leonardo may have continued working on it as late as 1517. It was acquired by King Francis of France and it's now the property of the French Republic. It's set on permanent display at the Louvre, Paris since 1797.
My name is Ashnera S. Gemaluddin from BSBA MK1C. The Mona Lisa is one of the most valuable paintings in the world. It holds the Guinness World Record for the highest known insurance valuation in history at $100 million in 1962, equivalent to $660 million in 2019. The title of the painting, which is known in English as Mona Lisa, comes from a description by Renaissance art historian Giorgio Vasari, who wrote Leonardo undertook to paint for Francisco del Giocondo the portrait of Mona Lisa, his wife. Mona in Italian is a polite form of address originating as Madonna, similarly to Ma'am, Madam, or My Lady in English. This became Madonna and its construction, Mona. The title of the painting, though traditionally spelled Mona as used by Vasari, is also commonly spelled in modern Italian as Mona Lisa, Mona being a vulgarity in some Italian dialects, but this is rare in English.
Vasari's account of the Mona Lisa comes from his biography of Leonardo, published in 1550. 31 years after the artist's death, it has long been best-known source of information on the provenance of the work and identity of the sitter. Leonardo's assistant Salai, at his death in 1524, owned a portrait which in his personal papers was named La Gioconda, a painting bequeathed by Leonardo to him. A margin note by Agostino Vespucci, discovered in a book at Heidelberg University dated 1503, it states that Leonardo was working on a portrait of Lisa del Giocondo.
Printing of a volume by ancient Roman philosopher Cicero, dated October 1503. The note was written by Leonardo's contemporary Agostino Vespucci. This note likens Leonardo to renowned Greek painter Apelles, who is mentioned in the text, and states that Leonardo was at that time working on a painting of Lisa del Giocondo. In response to the announcement of the discovery of this document, Vincent de Louvin, the Louvre representative, stated Leonardo da Vinci was painting, in 1503, by the name of Lisa del Giocondo. About this we are now certain. Unfortunately, we cannot be absolutely certain that this portrait of Lisa del Giocondo is the painting of the Louvre.
Model Lisa del Giocondo was a member of the Gherardini family of Florence, and silk merchant Francesco del Giocondo. The painting is thought to have been commissioned for their new home, and to celebrate the birth of their second son Andrea. The Italian name from the painting La Gioconda means jocund, happy or jovial, or literally the jocund one, a pun on the feminine form of the Lisa's married name Giocondo. In French, the title La Joconde has the same meaning.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Zahra Ayub. So, before that discovery, scholars have developed several alternative views as to the subject of paintings. Some argue that Lisa del Giocondo was the subject of a different portrait identifying at least 4 other paintings as the Mona Lisa referred to by Vasari. Several other women have been proposed as the subject of the painting. Isabella of Aragon, Cecilia Gariwani, Costanza Davalos, Duchess of Francabella, Isabella Galanda, Caterina Sforza, Bianca Giovanna Sforza, even Salai and Leonardo himself are all among the list of positive models portrayed in the paintings. The consensus of art historians in the 21st century maintains the long-held traditional options that can paintings depict Lisa del Giocondo.
Good day everyone, I am Alea Farhana Ibrahim and I am assigned to report about the detail of the background and I am in the right side. The Mona Lisa bears a strong resemblance to many Renaissance depiction of the Virgin Mary, who was at that time seen as an ideal womanhood. The woman sits markedly upright in a pozzetto armchair with her arm folded, a sign of her reserved posture. Her gaze is fixed on the observer. The woman appears alive to an unusual extent, which Leonardo achieved by his method of not drawing outlines. The soft blending creates an ambiguous mood, mainly in the 2 features, the corner of the mouth and the corner of the eyes.
The depiction of the sitter in 3/4 profile is similar to 15th century works by Lorenzo di Credi and Agnolo di Domenico del Mazir. Zollner notes that the sitter's general position can be traced back to Flemish models and that, in particular, the vertical slices of columns at both sides of the panel had precedence in Flemish portraiture. Woods Marsden cites Hans Memling's portrait of Benedetto Portinari or Italian imitations such as Sebastiano Minardi's pendant portraits for the use of a loggia, which has the effect of mediating between the sitter and the distant landscape, a feature missing from Leonardo's earlier portrait of Ginevra de Benci.
Detail of Lisa's hands. Her right hand resting on her left. Joe chose this gesture rather than a wedding ring to depict Lisa as a virtuous woman and faithful wife. The painting was one of the first portraits to depict the sitter in front of an imaginary landscape. And Leonardo was one of the first painters to use aerial perspective. The enigmatic woman is portrayed seated in what appears to be an open loggia with dark pillars bases on either side. Behind her, a vast landscape recedes to icy mountains. Winding path and the distant bridge give only the slightest indications of human presence. Leonardo has chosen to place the horizon line not at the neck, as he did with Ginevra de Benci, but on a level with the eyes, thus linking the figure with the landscape and emphasizing the mysterious nature of the painting.
In research in 2008 by Professor Urbino, University in Arts, Photography, relied likeliness of Mona Lisa landscape to the same view in the same month. Televetro region of the Italy, province of the Peraso, and the Urbino in the Ramino.
Hi, my name is Bayros Alejandro Munda Sakbal. The topic is the tourist view in 2015. The Mona Lisa has survived for more than 500 years, and an international commission convened in 1952 noted that the picture is in remarkable state of preservation. It has never been fully restored, so the current condition is partly due to a variety of conservation treatments the painting has undergone. A detailed analysis in 1933 by Madame de Grionde revealed that earlier restorer had acted with a great deal of restraint. Nevertheless, application of varnish made to the painting had dark even by the end of the 16th century, and an aggressive 1809 cleaning and revarnishing removed uppermost portion of the paint layer, resulting in washed-out appearance to the face of the figure. Despite of the treatments, the Mona Lisa has been well cared for throughout its history, and although the panel warping caused the curator some worry, 99, the 2004 to 2005 conservation team was optimistic about the future of the work. Thank you.
Poplar panel. At some point, the Mona Lisa was removed from its original frame. The uncontrolled poplar panel warped freely with change in humidity, and as a result, a crack developed near the top of the panel, extending down to the hairline of the figure in the mid-18th century to early 19th century. Two butterfly-shaped walnut braids were inserted into the back of the panel. This intervention was skillfully executed and successfully stabilized the crack sometime between 1888 and 1905, or perhaps during the picture thief. The upper brace fell out. A later restorer glued and lined the resulting socket and crack with cloth. The picture is kept under strict climate-controlled conditions. In its bulletproof glass case, the humidity is maintained at 50% plus 10%, and the temperature is maintained between 18 and 21 C to compensate with a bed of silica gel treated to provide 55% relative humidity.
The frame, because the Mona Lisa's popular support expands and contracts with changes in humidity. The picture has experienced some warping. In response to warping and swelling experienced during its storage during World War II, and to prepare the picture for an exhibit to honor the anniversary of Leonardo's 500th birthday, the Mona Lisa was fitted on 1951 with a flexible off-frame with beech cross pieces. The flexible frame, which is used in additional to decorative frame described below, exert pressure on the panel to keep it from warping further. In 1970, the beech cross pieces were switched to maple after it was found that the beech wood had been infested with insects. In 2004 to 2005, a conservation study team replaced the maple cross pieces with sycamore ones, and an additional metal cross pieces was added for scientific measurement of the panel's warp.
Cleaning and touch-up of Mona Lisa frame. The first and most extensive recorded cleaning, revarnishing, and touch-up of Mona Lisa was an 1809 wash and revarnishing undertaken by Jean Marie Hutstol, who was responsible for restoration of paintings for the galleries of the Musée Napoléon. The work involved cleaning with spirits, touch-up of color and revarnishing the painting. In 1906, Louvre restorer Eugene Denisard performed watercolor retouches on areas of the paint layer disturbed by the cracks in the panel. Denisard also retouched the edge of the picture with varnish to mask areas that had been covered initially by an older frame. In 1913, when the painting was recovered after its theft, Denisard was again called upon to work on the Mona Lisa.
Denisard was directed to clean the picture without solvent and to lightly touch up several scratches to the painting with watercolor. In 1952, the varnish layer over the background in the painting was evened out. After the second 1956 attack, restorer Jean-Gabriel Golinant was directed to touch up the damage to Mona Lisa's left elbow with watercolor. In 1977, a new insect infestation was discovered at the back of the panel as a result of cross pieces installed to keep the painting from warping. This was treated on the spot with carbon tetrachloride and later with an ethylene oxide treatment. In 1985, the spot was again treated with carbon tetrachloride as a preventive measure.
Hi, my name is Camille Maligaya and I'm the 17th reporter. And I'm going to be talking about Mona Lisa behind the bulletproof glass at the Louvre Museum. On 6th of April 2005, following a period of curatorial maintenance, recording, and analysis, the painting was moved to a new location within the museum's Salle des Etats. It is displayed in a purpose-built, climate-controlled enclosure behind the bulletproof glass.
Good morning. My name is Juhaybir S. bin Abdullah. The renovation of the gallery where the painting now resides was financed by the Japanese broadcaster Nippon Television. As of 2019, about 10.2 million people view the painting at the Louvre each year. On the 500th anniversary of the master's death, the Louvre held the largest ever single exhibit of Leonardo works from 24 October 2019 to 24 February 2020. The Mona Lisa was not included because it is in such great demand among visitors to the museum. The painting remained on display on its gallery.
Prado Museum La Gioconda, main article, Mona Lisa. Prado's version. A version of Mona Lisa known as Mujer de Mano de Leonardo da Vinci, Woman by Leonardo da Vinci's Hand, Museo del Prado, Madrid, was for centuries considered to be a work by Leonardo. However, since its restoration in 2012, it is now thought to have been executed by one of Leonardo's pupils in his studio at the same time as Mona Lisa was being painted. The Prado's conclusion that the painting is probably by Salai 1480 to 1524 or by Milzi 1493 to 1572 has been called into question by others. The restored painting is from a slightly different perspective than the original Mona Lisa, leading to the speculation that it is part of the world's first stereoscopic pair. However, a more recent report has demonstrated that this stereoscopic pair, in fact, gives no reliable stereoscopic depth.
Hi everyone, I am Romeo G. Estrada Jr. So this time I'm going to discuss the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, also known as Esliworth Mona Lisa, was first bought by an English nobleman in 1778 and was rediscovered in 1913 by Hugh Blaker, an art connoisseur. The painting was presented to the media in 2012 by the Mona Lisa Foundation, It is a painting of the same subject as Leonardo da Vinci. The current scholarly consensus on attribution is unclear. Some experts, including Frank Zolny, Martin Kimp, and Luc Saison, denied the attribution to Leonardo. Professors such as Salvatore Doroso, Andrea Natali, and John F. Amsus supported it. Others like Alessandro Bizzosi and Carlo Pedretti were uncertain. So, the Mona Lisa, it talk about the painting, the world famous painting, which is painted by the Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, also known as the famous artist, architect, engineer, and so on and so forth. So, the painting discovered in 1778. So, this painting is the most famous painting, which is the eye-catching or talagang mapapalula ka, sobrang ganda. And then, yung mga shadows gamit sa paggawa ng painting nito ay talagang napakamangha. Kaya kahit saan kang lugar or saan buong mundo ka pa mapunta is talagang kilala itong Mona Lisa painting na ito. So, the story behind Mona Lisa. A Mona Lisa painting is painted by the most famous painter, artist, inventor, scientist, which is Leonardo da Vinci. So, ang Mona Lisa ay isang masterpiece ni Leonardo da Vinci na kung saan kasalukuyang nagkakahalaga ngayon ng 860 million US dollars. Kung iisipin natin is napakalaking pera po nun. Mas lalo pang naging sikat ang painting ng Mona Lisa nung ito ay manakaw noong 1911 na kung saan is ninakaw rin ng isang artist at hindi tukoy kung ano ang dahilan. So, ang istorya sa likod ng maamong ngiti ni Mona Lisa ay nagpapakita lang na talagang napakahusay ng pagguhit, pagpainting, mga shadows, shading na ginamit ay talagang napakamangha. Kaya ito ay naging sikat sa buong mundo at sa iba't ibang panig ng lugar. Lalong-lalo na sa France na kasalukuyang nandoon ngayon at hawak ng kanilang gobyerno. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
The list of reporters behind the painting of Mona Lisa. Art Project. Reporters by Group 1 in GE6 Art Appreciation Code 3019. Instructor, Ma'am Melanie M. Tan.